Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are logging in from. And welcome to the weekly Sunday prep, April 23rd, with Mr. M from MrMTrades Discord. If you want to join our community, go to discord.gg/MrMTrades and come to see what we are all about. Okay, let's look at the what companies we've got a reporting here. Next week we're on the earnings season, so we've got tomorrow before the open we've got a Coca-Cola. So we may want to take a look at some charts here as well. Got a Microsoft on Tuesday. Got a McDonald's, 3M, Spotify, Visa. Oh, and got a Chipotle as well. That's going to be interesting.
That will be.
Well, maybe we can send us to that 2100 finally. We've got a Meta and Roku on Wednesday after close, and MasterCard Thursday, and ExxonMobil on Friday. Wow, a lot happening here. It's gonna. Oh, and CROX also reports on Thursday. We in CROX swing already, so yeah, looking good here. All right, well, let's look at some of the indexes here. We've got a.
Said, tell you she loves you.
I love you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm on a Zoom call. That's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. that tells me.
Okay. Right. Let's look at the SPY here. We've had a nice sort of breakout here above this 415 level, which was this breakout that we indicated a week ago, which we wanted to see it move about 413, which it did. And then I think it was Tuesday, we had this new high followed by the pullback, and it consolidated here a bit as well. So we're still in that pullback currently, but holding that level, finishing at that sort of top higher range of this candle. I want to see that on a weekly. Yeah, weekly doesn't look so strong, although the pullback here is on lower volume. So I think a lot of the price action here coming into next week is going to be riding on the on Wednesday decision. And I think what we want to see, and I know that this chart is looking confusing. I need to clear this up, but I think this shows you the sort of weekly history of our review of this, and the levels that we are seeing here. But what we want to do see here is confirmation of the move here. So we need to break here above this 416.30. And then, like I said, the week before when we were around here, that the fund starts above 418.50, and I think that's where we got a lot of room. So I'd say a few things need to align here. One, we need to break above that 418.50 level here. And that's going to depend on what's going to happen in the earnings season. We've got a big names reporting that are going to have influence on what's happening with the price action here. Let's look at the Qs. Similar story, ranging here, sort of putting this flat base and range here between 312 and 322.50. So we need to break that level as well. I think we've got a Meta and Roku reporting and Microsoft. So I think Tuesday after hours gonna give us some push here. Nasdaq looking better here. Moved finally, sort of formed that base here and moving to the upside. Pull back, tested this previous resistance as support, and now is moving back up. Okay. Let's see the wicks. Yeah, still below 20. So that's all looking good. All right. Well, let's let's review some of the key plays that I'm watching for next week. That are on top of my watch list. And one of them being ONON. And this is the swing that we've played before here. After earnings, it gapped up, and now it's sort of made a new highs here around 33, put in nice consolidation level here, and is currently re-breaking on an increasing volume. So I think this is now becoming one of the leaders for the swings, and I actually really like that setup. So ONON is definitely my top watch. Hold on. Okay. Okay, another play that I like the look of is 4D molecular therapeutics. That's in health. It's got a nice RS of 99. Not that I particularly like the EPS or the last 12 months sales, because they were pretty much dropping, but the last report they've had, they had a 999% gain in sales. Went from 500,000 to 1.3, which is a massive. So we can see here the flag forming and is breaking out here on the increasing volume, from that resistance that's been holding it back for, well, since November actually. So we've got a sort of few key levels here. First, that base that is just breaking out of. Now we're in the second pivot right about here, which is like 22, and then the next key one is here around 2350, and that, if all
No,
get
hold on, get out of it.
we also have earnings coming up on the May 11th, so that's going to be interesting to see. But I'm encouraged by the volume here as well, so I'm going to stick that on my watch list as well. FDTM, no, DMT. So yeah, those areas here of the pivot breaks, those, if you're entering here around 2210, that would be your areas to add as well. Okay. Another play that I'm watching here is penny stock, PLX. It's got an RS of 99. It's been climbing steady for quite some time now. It's got a nice tight consolidation with a flag. And, the sales and EPS looking good. Earnings coming up May 10th. And I think if we can get here above, well, we already made our way here about this 215 level. That was the green over it. So what I'm looking for here now is for the reconfirmation. So I wanted, let's call it 251, because 251, I want that to be my entry with the stop loss around just to swing low here, 226. So that's what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to set my alert on the PLX. For a swing, and it's been really nicely respecting, you know, that 20-day line. And sometimes those pullbacks on those swings, you know, create opportunity, especially when you have, you know, the pattern repeating itself. You know, pull back to, you know, 20, boom, here to 50, but 20, but over here, since that base here, we've got a nice consolidation. So I think that would be nice, and it kind of well, early entry here before the break above 260. So where's the numbers here? Yeah, and we also got some nice, you know, nice way to go here. Okay. Okay. Okay, another play I'm watching here is Snap-on Incorporated with a RS90, just coming off of earnings beat, with really good history of you know, solid EPS growth and increasing sales. You know, just bounced off here of the 200-day line, and it's making its way up. So I think, let me just look at the daily here. Yeah, nice and steady move here. So I think as we come to this week, look at the volume here. So follow through ER day 2. We want to see it break that 265 level. We may come to that, back to that 260, but I think overall this got us some good potential here. Yeah, we're just breaking new highs. And let's look at the weekly chart here as well. Yeah, just wow, look at this monster. Just a chart that, you know, you wanna eat up. You know, there've been great trades to get in here on that base. Let me just look at which stage were we here. Yeah, stage 2. Yeah, I like that one a lot. So blue sky here, look at it, you know, target around 300, 320 on that one. Okay. Okay, and moving on to the momentum plays that I'm looking to JYD. That's an IPO that opened up on Friday. Kind of didn't give us much. It bounced off that, bounced off sort of view up and rejected hard and went to the lows. So what I want to see here on Monday is that we break above that 730 level, close to the view up, but I want to clear this pivot point here in order to take us higher. Obviously, when we get above 10, that takes us to you know, IPO U breakout, blue sky push, and you know, we know how that goes. So and JYD, that's for the momentum. JYD momentum. Day trade. IPO new breakout. There we go. Watching pivot break of 730. There we go. Okay. Another one here I'm watching for is Appreciate Holdings, SFR. That had a push in after hours. Let me just check the news. Not seeing any company specific news. What do we have here? 20. That's a 13 million float here. Yeah, that looks like a penny stocking setup here. So let's watch it. It needs to hold this base here. That range that it has. So we've got two options here. One we have move above 201. So let me just type that in. Okay. SFR, momentum. Watching for pivot break above 201. That's more risky. And then full confirmation break above 235. Okay, next one, NXPL. The stock soars on a merchant sourcing deal with Alibaba. Okay. launches a new e-commerce program to provide American businesses easy access to Chinese consumer market. Okay. Let's look. Very nice. Okay. Got a nice base here that is breaking out of. So I'm in a pretty good spot here, actually. So this may be an opportunity also for a swing here. If we can continue up. Got an earnings Monday, 15th of May coming up. But I like that. It'd be good to see that if we can come back to that 345 level to test that as support now and then continue moving up. But in terms of the game plan, for tomorrow, again, similar to SFR, we've got this range here between those 2 points, and we need to clear that pivot over here above 425 in order to then get another like 10% up to 465. So let me just post that. Hold on. There we go. NXLP. Potential to turn into a swing if we can get a continuation. Needs to move above, what did I say here? 425 pivot. Whiskey. Full confirmation above 465. Okay. So we're gonna do I want to, there we go, and daily chart as well. Okay, another one here. I've got a Lightest Technology Holdings. And now this one is looking like a supernova. It's already up quite a bit, but let's see what we have here. Went up nicely in the pre-market, in the sort of in the after hours here by 32%. I think what we want to see here is continuation. Needs to hold that sort of trend line support and finally get above that 105 for continuation as well. Current support is at 87. Watch for full confirmation of 105. Okay, and some pro trader mentioned AUGX. You know, we had an inside day on AUGX. So to me, what I would like to see is move above the Friday's high. That's where I'd be interested, because that's where you have that, see, like 329 here was your BO pivot to 330. We also have this trend line going over here like so, but then you've got also pre-market high here, 350. And then fun would begin above 376. So that's an AUGX. Okay, so that's really what I'm watching in terms of next week. Why don't we go through some bigger caps here? Okay, that have earnings next week, and just put in the chat with ones that are, you know, because I can't remember them all. I know Meta and Roku are the ones that are happening. Yeah, Meta, we had sort of this entry here, 197. It's been really good. Let me check the financials. Yeah, RS of 96, but they had a, interestingly, last 4 quarters were down. Sorry, last 3 quarters. So I don't know here, guys. To me, that might be a bit of a gamble. Kind of flagging here, pull back to that 20 again, opportunity to maybe add. Maybe we can see a run up here to test that 222, and then it'll be decision time. Okay, so that's one. Let's look at the CMG. Yeah, CMG is really strong here. Based on the overall performance, you know, the growth is strong. And I think it'll I'm betting again, and you know, I use word betting on purpose here, because I think we're gonna get a I think we're gonna be positive, and I'm expecting the higher push. So that's one. Roku. Yeah, Roku RS35 still in that consolidation here mode. It's just breaking now through that trend line. Yeah, not looking good here. If yeah, be ready to short it if we get a negative, get a bad earnings. It'll be short here down to 38. Nothing comes of it. What else am I missing from that list? Remember anyone? McDonald's. Yeah, RS26.
McDonald's you're trying for?
Yeah, but it.
MCD. It'd be MCD.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different.
That's a little better.
That is looking nice. That is looking nice. And I think there's just about, we're just about, yeah, RS87. Yeah, we're just about to exit the entry zone. But I actually like McDonald's here. That RS87. Let's look at the financials here. Yeah. Yeah, breaking out of that consolidation zone here. And look how well it's respecting that 8-day line here. So we get two options here. If it pulls back, and it's super tight as well. If it pulls back to the 8, that can be, you know, entry to add, like it did over here or here. But then we get to earnings. So anything you take now on McDonald's, that would be you know, obviously a lotto, but it has a history of good movements here. Okay. All right. Melly's got a earnings, I think, next week. Yeah, it's moving sideways. It's currently in consolidation stage, so this trend line here it's still valid. So it's currently consolidating. It's getting tighter and tighter. So I expect we're gonna get that flat top, and we've got two scenarios here. Either it's gonna, you know, go this way, or it's gonna go that way. So currently stop would be at 1250. Okay, Exxon. That is awfully tight consolidation here. Okay, 89 RS. Well, the sales is just crazy. And growth here as well. Yeah, but even after good earnings, they just don't have a good track record of running. So I wouldn't touch it, I think, on earnings. Yeah. No, don't like them on earnings. Tesla short, someone said. Yeah, I think I did a Tesla short here, but we closed that one at break even. So I think I would go short if we break that 160. So So a few things I would say to watch for. If we get a Wednesday rate hike, right, that will send the market down and Tesla should go with it. So break of that 160 to the downside, and then we can get some nice move here towards 146 and 138. So that's what how I would play Tesla. Other than that, it's just you know, going to be ranging. It bounced off that, found some buyers here below that 165, and now it's getting bought up here. You see, there's some nice big wicks. So this area here is where we've got some buyers. So I think, but if we break through that level to the downside, then then we may get a nice continuation down. Okay, ELF. Yeah, I think we ELF been yeah, there we go. That was our entry on ELF. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know what is the question, but you know, it's too late. That's where we've entered. Now it's like up 38%, so it needs to come down and digest the gains first before you can even consider that. But which stage is it at? Yeah, stage 2. So soon we're going to be coming down to to distribution, followed by, you know, markdown, which is, you know, the sell-off. So but it's been growing like crazy. So what do we want to see here next is, you know, again, sort of like we had this move up, consolidation, and then another, and same here, right? So these gains need to be digested. Otherwise, you know, we might be getting in here for the move down, and we just don't want that. But it's currently, you know, moving up nicely. Right, did I miss any earnings here? Anyone specific? Microsoft. That's now a long term. Anyway. Yeah, 87. RS. Yeah, estimates for, you know, are pretty soft for the Microsoft, to be honest. Moving into so I don't know. I think we're going to consolidate here for a bit. That range. So just bounced off that 20-day line here, which we're now holding as support. I think last time, well, when it was last time. Yeah, we've broken down through here, even 200-day line. Yeah, I think it needs to hold that 20-day line here, and that support here around 280. If we break, then the next level down, and here around 275, 269. Okay, and then CROX. Yeah. Yes, you know, beautiful growth here on CROX. Very nice and tight consolidation here above that. So just hit 148. And I think, you know, I think this definitely has a potential. So good history of earnings and report. Nice move up here. Let's just yeah. So since these earnings here just had this continued push up. So let's see what day? Thursday before market open brings. Someone asked for PRST. Yeah, I think I like I like it overall. I think you know, we just kind of after this initial huge move, when was it, on Monday? We pulled back, consolidated, you know, and now is sort of digested those gains and now slowly moving up. I like the fact that it moved here above this red candle and pushes up. So in terms of the swing, I'd like to see it continue making new highs. So for tomorrow for us, we need to get above the 407 here, and hopefully go to that 520 to test that, and then move higher because potential is there. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I'm gonna take some chart requests here, as well, or you know, answer some questions if anyone has any. Gotta unmute yourself.
Bunch of muters.
Yep.
Let's make it a party. Come on.
I can hear you, Tony.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to get everybody to. I know John always has something to say.
I know I do, but I don't this morning. Sorry.
That's all right.
Oh,
I have a question.
sure. 1 second, Cheryl. Just before you do, I'm sorry. DraftKings.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. It looks beautiful. What can I say? It just coming off that pivot with a very with a great volume over here, well above average. We've got earnings coming up on the 4th, but it has, you know, it has really good history here of performance. There we go. Look at that growth. It grew last quarter by, you know, sold more than 355 million. So to me this is good entry if you're not in there. And then we get a next push here towards 2390, you know, 2025. So yeah. Sorry, Cheryl, go on.
Oh, that's okay. The Fed rate hike that we were talking about at the beginning, was that this Wednesday or was that May 3rd?
That is a May 3rd.
Oh, wow. Oh, I have the wrong
Why
week
is
up,
that?
maybe.
Look at that. I said I've put it next week.
Oh, maybe it's already counting this week. Coming week is this week.
Maybe yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Because
good.
your guys' week starts on Sundays, doesn't it?
Yeah, it should start on Monday, but.
Well, yeah. In Europe, it does.
Good catch, Cheryl.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So, well, there you go. So, GDP growth rate. Okay. So, we need to see GDP shrinking here, so that you know, so that the inflation is getting under control, and so that's happening on Thursday. So, yeah, well, that changes things. I think we've got a pretty relatively okay week coming. With the Thursday being pretty important, and I think that's going to be before 2 hours before market opens, announced. So I think the main driver this coming week will be the earnings from the companies that we've covered today, and then the GDP growth rate quarter on quarter, and then that should take us to Friday. We've got a core PCE price index. So yeah, thanks,
Great.
Cheryl.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Less volatility than we thought.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions here? All right, guys. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. I hope this was helpful. All the plays that were discussed, I've posted in the in my sections in the watch list channel. So that's what we'll be watching, and as usual, I'll catch you all in the chat and tomorrow in pre-market. So have a great rest of your Sunday, and then yeah, let's have a great week. Oh, and ProTrade has joined us today. He's going to be joining us sort of moving forward. We see how it goes. And then yeah, everything's looking really good.
I was going to ask about him. So he's a new analyst on board.
Yeah, we're trying a few things. We're giving a shot to some talent. See how they do. Get your feedback from you guys. You know how I roll. I tend to analyze and evaluate, and I also rely on your guys' opinion. So, like I've asked you guys to complete that chart about the poll about Bryce, and we're just going to do the same thing about the crypto ice and ProTrade as well. But I like what I've seen so far, so we're giving it a shot.
Sounds good.
We like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Well, thank you very much for a good session here. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
there's some
Thank you,
good
sir.
gains on next week coming.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, and again, it always helps us a lot if you can guys share your success stories in testimonials and gains channels as well. So appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll catch you back in the chat.
All right.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.